Hi guys, my name is Zhenyu Bao. Before I do my presentation, let me introduce our group. Our group named Phoenix Legend, and we have the Yang Kang, Junhao, Qie, me, and Sultan. Okay, we also need to thank for sponsor. Our sponsor, Professor Hazen. Okay, let me to introduce our project, the news aggregate. What's this, the news aggregate? Actually, in fact, the rapid development of the network technology, we can avoid a lot of spend. It influences our efficiency, actually. So people designed the news aggregate. It is the software that periodically reads a set of news sources in one of the three XML-based formats, plots the news bits, and displays them in reverse chronological order on a single page. I think some people already know this because we can easily find them online story and we can download it easy also. Actually, we found more than 12 news aggregate app for the new Ghost News. Okay, so what we do this project to, we not only want to release those basic function like to get information people interested in for our numbers of the spam news. We also want to do more things like advanced function to get useful information after typing in keywords from those we want to know article. Okay, one more thing. We want to predict the trend of stock by data analysis. It's very special one, and most of news aggregates and they didn't have this function. So we wanted to release this important function in the next semester. So far, now how do we to release those project? We have the first tip. The first one to learning RSS feeds to finish the URL, and third to get the content from URL. In the end, we also need building database to release this project. Okay, so far we already finished the first part for basic function, like we told you before. And now let me show you the screenshot of our GUI. Actually, we can see the RSS link, search the stock simple, and search the search button, go to the website, and those stuff button. Okay. When I put in the keywords BAC and click the search button, we can see the lot of information we want to know, like the article title, company symbol, and company contact stamp. Okay, so far we just released the basic function, but the next semester we can to release the other function, like to predict the stock. Yeah, okay, we have more idea and more data and details. I will show you. Okay, let me partner Junhao to introduce what is the RSS. Thank you.
So this is the UI of our system. So the user could put the stock symbol or the company name they are interested in the searching stock symbol line and hit the search button. On the main screen, it will display all the article title that related to the searching key. if the user click on the article title, it will lead them to the article where the article is, and they check the article they are interested in. So how we gonna collect all those news articles? By we are using the RSS feed to do the collection. So let's take a look at the RSS feed. So what is RSS feed? RSS feed is also known as the resize summary. It allows user to access and update the web page articles. So basically, RSS feed is a XML style file that contain the information of the articles. So let's take a closer look of the RSS feed. So this is a RSS feed example. So you can see here there is a for category. There is an article title. There is a description of the RSS feed, and there's a link of the web page that contains the articles. So for each RSS feed site, it could be 1,000 of link that contains 1,000 of articles. So this is just one of them. For our project, we're basically gonna build our own RSS feed reader to analyze the URL and get the article from the fetch the article from the website. So discuss why before I discuss how we build the RSS feed, let's take a closer look at why we're using RSS feed in this project. So those up to picture represent two ways of collecting data. The first picture is the old-fashioned. The second one is a new one. It is the one with the RSS feed. We can see here, from the old-fashioned of collecting data, the user must approach to the news. The user gonna looking for the news is themselves. It takes more time, it takes more energy, and you might end up with the wrong news, non-accurate news. But if we use RSS feed to collecting data, it will allow the news come to the user. It takes less time, it takes less energy, and it will provide much more news that are accurate, 100% fit what the user are looking for. So that's why we're using RSS feed in this project. We will be providing RSS feed in the system. The RSS feed we provide is mainly about the financial news or the stock symbol news. So this because our project is focusing on financial informations. So RSS feed reader is commonly used in the market. Some of you might using it right now. Those are three most popular one on the market. The first one is the Google RSS feed reader. The second one is iOS RSS feed reader. The third one is Android. So in this project, we're gonna build our own RSS feed reader. So let's take a closer look how we're gonna build our own RSS feed reader. So first of all, our idea is to analyze the RSS feed and take the key part that we want. For us, the most important part is the link and the title. We're gonna get the title. We're gonna put the title on the title page, and we're gonna get the link. The link will direct us to the web page that contains the article. Therefore, we can fetch the article from those websites to our local database for user to looking for and search and do whatever they want. And the RSS feed that we build will update the news daily. So that means 24 hours we're gonna reload a new news for like to keep the news to keep the news for user to looking for. So let's take a closer look at a specific step of making those RSS feeds. Those are like a basic idea of how we're gonna do that. We basically use two third-party package to help us to parse the RSS feed. Uh, the first one is rootjar and the other one is gdumjar. So the basic idea is we build the RSS feed into a RSS feed parsing tree because RSS feed is a XML style file, so we can process the RSS as they process the XML file. So first of all, we're gonna build a parsing tree. We're gonna locate it to the item we want, and then we get the item. We fetch we get the item we want. So in this here, we want the link and then we want title. So we get the link, get the title. So the link could direct us to the web page that we want. The web page contains article, so therefore we can do the fetching. So here I'm gonna talk about the requirements of our system. So those are our major 5 requirements. The first one is the RSS feed reader requirements, the Java converter, the database, the stockholder, and the machine learning. So let's take a closer look of each one of them. The first one is the RSS feed reader. So it's basically RSS feed reader is used to fetch the HTML pages. What it do is to find the link and go to the link that web page and fetch the article from that web page. So I'll give a user story of it. So as a data selector, so data selector in here is our system. The system need to get all the updated web page and fetch all the updated article, but uh, it can't check each pages by itself. So it need a third party or another tool like the RSS feed reader to check it for it. So the RSS feed reader will check the website every day, even every hour, and update the article for the data selector. So that's what the RSS feed reader requirements do. So next one is a Java converter. So Java converter in here is basically fetch the information such as time, link, and title from the RSS feed. It also returns the data as the string type. It's just the fetching part is. So there are so there are not a lot to talk about it. So I just give a description of it. So let's continue. The database. So the database is basically after the program selected news, it will need a place to store it. So we need a database to hold the article that we fetch, and we display it. We're gonna split it as each part, so that we can easily to organize them and find them and use them. So I give a class diagram for the database requirement because it's important. So basically, it will do is the system gonna store the article. When the system store the article, it will split it into majorly 3 parts. It will store the article info, obviously. It will store the article text, and it will break the article sentence into the company sentence, and the company sentence is gonna find the company that in that sentence, and then in that company name, it might be some company stockholder stock symbol in there. So it's gonna find the stock symbol. It will highlight it. So that's what the database do. It's used to organize the information we have fetched from the from the website. So I give a user story of it. So as a programmer, I don't want to find the information each time from the website. So I need to use a database to hold the data, such as the stock number, company's information. So in our system, the database is the place that hold every information that we have fetched from the website and organize them. So that's what database requirements do. And the next one is a stockholder requirement. So the stockholder in here is basically means the user. So because our system, our project is a financial news aggregator, so the most of our user is gonna be a stockholder. So what the stockholder requirements do? It's basically provide a financial chart or news that the user interested in. So that's how that's gonna work. First of all, the system is gonna collect the news and send the news to the database, and then the user gonna create a keyword or basically put the keyword on the searching bar and hit search. The database it will give a searching result. The searching result, including the financial chart and the news that related to the searching key, and it will provide it back to the users for the stockholder to looking at, so that the stockholder could check the information that he or she interested in. So here the user story of it. So as a stockholder or a user, as I say, I need to know the price of the stock and the news influence to the price. So the stockholder will search, and our system gonna provide every detail, every news that related to the searching key and the financial chart of the company that related, and we will provide the information back to the stockholder. So that's what the stockholder do. Lastly, the machine learning. So that's the most important part or most important requirements in our system. So what the machine learning requirement do? So the machine learning is basically used to check each article if it's good or bad. What did it mean? It means the machine learning basically the machine learning is going to learn the article and to see what news if the, like, for example, on the stock market, if a stock goes down, the machine learning gonna relate it to the news that make this stock price goes down. So it will link the news and the and the price. So that's what machine learning do. That's how they're gonna work. So the data analyzer gonna read the text file, and it will also read the financial chart and send both result to the machine learning part. The machine learning gonna create a prediction. Like, the machine learning first gonna read the text file and give a prediction of how the financial chart gonna act tomorrow or the next day, and send it back to the data analyzer. Then the data analyzer gonna then send to the user. So the machine learning is used to predict the stock price goes up or down because of the news that happened today. So that's what the machine learning requirements do. So I'll give a user story of it. So as a data analyzer or machine learning, I need this program to be more interactive because I don't want to analyze the data every day and or every hour. So I need a machine learning to learn by itself to analyze the data. So machine learning is basically it will process a large amount of data in small amount of time. So it become much more efficient, but it also hard to build. So that's our most important requirement so far in this project. So let's my partner and the team member Yang Hong O will explain the next part of fetching.
Let's take an overlook about our project. First, we build a graphic user interface and analyze RSS feed by using Java. And also, Java can pass the data to Python. Once Python gets the data, it can fetch the information from the website, such as article title, article, or sentence. And also, Java and Python can access the database. It can do any actions, such as insertion, query, or Leo has already talked about how to get a URL from a website. Now I will talk about how to fetch a text from a website. In order to achieve this step, we have to use two packages. The first one is called request, and the second one is called beautiful soup. First, we have to send a request to get a full HTTP response object, and then we can use the package beautiful soup to analyze the HTML or XML to build a parse tree. Then we can use a CSS selector to search the parse tree, and it can get any information that we want, such as a paragraph, header, title, author name. Once we get that, we can use the NLTK language tool to break the article into paragraph into sentence, and a sentence into word. Once we get word, we can compare the stock symbol which we already stored in the database. We have already know how to get a URL from a RSS feed and how to get text information from that URL. Now I will talk about how to pass the data from Java to Python. Actually, we have two solutions. The first one is use JSON, and the second one is to pass the string type of data to the Python. At the very beginning, we choose the first option. Because the JSON is very easy to use, we can just write a Python code in Java compiler, and it can return any type of data, such as int, array, string. But it doesn't allow the third-party package, such as NLTK, beautiful soup, which is our requirement. So we have to give up this option, and then we choose the second option, which is pass the string type of data to Python. So this line of code is we just pass a very large string. It contains all the URL that we get from RSS feed, and this line of code is just pass the data from Java to Python. After the Python gets the URL, it can just use the language. And Chen will talk about the database next.
Okay, now let me introduce something about our database and show some simple ideas. Here is our first version. There are three entities: company news and company news. They sound very similar but totally different. For the company table is used to store all of the information for the company, and the stock symbol is the unique for each of company in the stock market. So we set it as the primary key, and it also has the name, the price, even the web page. For the news table, we set the news ID as the primary key, and it also has a title, has the name, has the web page. News and company table is the connection between the news and company. The news could affect multiple companies. For example, Apple make a new MacBook. Because of this, the price of Apple may be rise or increase uh, in the few hours or in after few days. But because of this news, the price of Microsoft will be go down. So we set the stock symbol and the news ID as the foreign key for this table. In the future, we will use machine learning to analyze the influence of each news. That is positive or negative, even unknown effect for each company. Okay, after we connect with stock hashing, we get more requirements. We need to separate each article in each news into sentences, and match. So because of this, we create two brand new entities. Article sentence table is used to store all of the sentences um, from the news. And the company sentence table is very similar with the company and news table in the last version. And on the right is the result of the article sentence table. You can see there are more than 9,000 rows. This is one of the reasons why this program is very slow. Because we need to fetch all of the data from the news and separate them into sentences, and then we also need to match each sentences with the company. In the future, we will use the multi-thread to increase the speed of the the program. And now I will show some code used to transfer the data from the Java to the database. It's pretty simple, just three steps. First step, we need to prepare to log in MySQL, and the second one is just login MySQL, and the third step is prepare data from the Java and to the database.
Hi, my name is Sultan Kouari, and in this slide I'm going to explain how we store the data in the database by Python and why. In the top of the image where it said define init, it's showing how we define and establish the connection so we can pass the data to the database. And for the second define init, it's showing how we define and establish the connection to the database. Well, we wrote this code to improve the performance of our app. Otherwise, we have to write the result in a text file and write a Java code to read the text file that have been generated by Python. By doing this way, the performance of our app is going to be slow.
For the last meeting with our sponsor, the sponsor gave us more requirements. That is to analyze all the website to get the top 10 stock symbol showing the website. In order to achieve this step, we have to access the database because we already break the sentence into word by using Python. So we can just access the database by using Python and just write this line of code and use a group by, order by, and count. After implement this line of code, and this picture is shown.
Here is our UML class diagram. On the left side, I used for Python, and on the right side, I used for the Java. And for the Python parts, it used to separate the paragraph into the sentences and separate sentences into the words. And for the insertion symbol, it used to match the sentences with the stock symbol. For the insertion, it used to insert sentences. Okay, now let's look at the right side. The GUI is used to create user interface in Java. Test parse is used to store all of the news URL and run RSS feed to fetch the data from web page when there are some news update. From the GUI class, there is a role from the MySQL. Is used to update data from Java to database. In Europe, this program will be run more than 5 minutes because there are more than 9,000 data need to be analyzed. So we try to use multiple threads to raise the speed of this program.
This slide, I'm going to talk about the timeline and our progress. In the end of January, we met with our sponsor, and our sponsor gave us the complete requirement of our project. Some of the requirement was documented and other are not. On February 23rd, we complete the RS feed reader, and then February 25th, we complete the database version 1. And on February 27th, we connect the RS feed reader with the database so we can present it to our sponsor. In February 28th, we met with our sponsor and we show him our progress. Our sponsor was surprised because we complete more than 70% of the requirement in 1 month. But unfortunately, he changed some of the requirement. So we had to spend our time during spring break fixing our code. On March 11, we complete the database version 2. And in March 25th, we complete the user interface so we can present our project to our sponsor. On April 11, we met with our sponsor and we show him our progress and the issue that we had in our code. So he made a few suggestions to fix this error. So we complete the phase 1 on April 13, and we spend 3 days in debugging our code and to make sure there is no duplicate news in our database. On April 16, we submit the top the stock symbol in our database. So we are done in phase 1. In next semester, fall 2018, we are going to build our machine learning based on the graph. We have two kind of columns, green and red. The green it's indicate the stock price had increased, and red it's showing the stock price had decreased. And finally, here is the reference. The first link, it's a research have been done by Professor Hassan. It's explaining the major part of our second phase, and the 3 libraries that we are required to use in Python. And the last reference, it's explaining how to use the language tools in Python. Thank you for listening.